I am Nat, and I run with Zoe an organization called Divergent Thinking. We were set up because we wanted to teach people in a way which they haven't been taught before. So just like from a different perspective. So far, we've done ones on filmmaking, we've done public speaking, and in the coming weeks, we've got one on emotional intelligence, as well as how to create stories from like storytelling, and also one on how you can tackle racism from a social action point of view, which is obviously very topical at the moment. And we thought yoga would be a really great one because, you know, being trapped indoors, one, you can get quite stiff physically, but also mentally, it can be quite draining. And this is when we reached out to lovely Amy, who is delivering our session today, who is an absolute expert in yoga and normally charges for these sessions. So we're very grateful today that she's able to do it for free for us. And she has her own organization where she delivers regular classes, and I'm sure she'll be more than happy to tell you more about it in a moment. Well, without ado, I'm going to sign out from my end and be a participant just like you. So Amy, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what we're getting up to today?
Yeah, thank you, Nat. Thank you for having me here. So yeah, this is a just general yoga class, and like Nat said, most of us have been inside for a while now, and probably not moving about as much as you have. So more than ever, it's important to get some movement, and not only for your physical body, but for your mental health as well. I think if you can fit a yoga mat in somewhere, then you have enough space to do it. I know not everybody has as much space where they live or where they're staying right now, but so this week especially has been intense. There's so much going on, and there's so much that we have to do, really. But in order to give our energy and give ourselves to things, we need to cultivate it within ourselves. You know, we can't just burn out. And I know I'm a very sensitive person. A lot of us are incredibly sensitive, especially with already what we've been through, and now what we're going through now. We need to be actively doing things. But yeah, like I said, we can't do that without taking a moment each day just to ground, to empty out. Yeah, some of us need that more than others, but I think if you're attracted to doing a yoga class, you might be one of those people who need these techniques. So I'm going to start with a couple of breathing exercises. It's a super simple, and they really help to ground and balance your nervous system. So your nervous system and the breath are really what joins our mind and our bodies together. You know, we've all experienced when somebody tells you when you're feeling stressed and they're like, okay, just stop, take a deep breath. You do that, and we've all experienced being like, okay, feel better. Or we've probably also told other people to do that as well. So that's really interesting that, you know, we can use our minds to control our breath to relax our body. We can also, or we probably have experienced, you know, our bodies being tense, which then restricts our breath, and then, you know, affects our mind, bringing on anxiety or depression as well. But our breath is like the middleman that we have access to controlling to balance these out. And then we'll do a bit of movement. I like to think that my classes are open to all abilities. You know, we'll go through everything, and I'll give different versions. I'll say, you know, you can hold it here, or you can take it here. For example, I'm going to be watching you on the screen, and if I can, you don't have to have the screen on, you don't have to have the camera on, but if I can see you, then I'll be able to maybe help adjust you for it to be more beneficial to you. If you have any injuries or any pain in your body, like, just back off on that. Like, this isn't that sort of class. It's just, you know, there's only so much I can do from here. So please, please don't go into anything that gives you any pain. Okay. So just find a comfortable position. I've got a little block that I'm sitting on. So if you are sitting cross-legged, you can just lift your hips up slightly, and that usually helps you to straighten your spine for most of us. So we can be comfortable in a straightened spine. You can use just a cushion or anything that lifts you up slightly. And then bring your palms down, resting on your knees. Just relax your elbows. Let your shoulders drop down. Just close your eyes. And in your own time here, just slow down your breath. You might notice, like a lot of us right now, you're probably naturally breathing quite shallow. See if you can just deepen that. Focusing on the out breath will help you to empty out, making space for a fuller inhale. And I want you to interlock your fingers in front of you as you take a deep inhale. Exhale, pushing your palms forward, completely empty your lungs. Take a deep inhale as you lift your arms up, making space for your ribs to open wide. Deep breath and hold it here. Exhale, release the arms down. Empty your lungs. Inhale, palms together, interlock fingers. Exhale, push the palms forward. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Hold the inhale. And exhale, release the arms down. Inhale. Exhale, palms forward. Inhale, arms up. Hold it here. Exhale. Just do it a couple more times. Inhale as deeply as you can. Exhale completely. Inhale, arms up. Fill your lungs and hold. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Inhale as much as possible to hold. Exhale. Just keep your eyes closed. Come back to normal breathing. Open your arms out to the side. Keeping your elbows down, lift your hands and just rest your fingertips on your shoulders. So the elbows stay up, so you can see you're parallel with the floor here. We're going to inhale as you twist one way, exhale as you twist the other. So it's through the nose, so it's going to be like this. So it's short, sharp. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Squeeze your stomach in so you're twisting from the core, from your belly button. You can relax your head, let your head swing with your body. Close your eyes. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And come back to center, deep inhale. Exhale, release the arms. So that one kind of stirs you up a little bit. You should feel the energy rising a little bit from that one. And then the last breathing exercise that we'll do, if you take anything from this class, this is the one that I recommend you storing in your mind. So this one can quite dramatically lower your anxiety. If you bring your right hand, spread the fingers, your right thumb, and make sure you got your right hand. I don't know if the camera flips me, so don't mirror me here. Your right thumb presses over your right nostril. So this is called left nostril breathing. You're literally going to close your eyes and take deep inhales in, exhales out, all just through your left nostril. Close your eyes. We're going to do this together for 1 minute. See how much you can lengthen the breaths. So it's just inhales and exhales. We're not holding the breath anywhere. Just a few more deep breaths. And then release your hand. Bring your palms back down into your knees, keeping your eyes closed. Just notice how you feel. So that one is so simple. But the left side, the left nostril, that affects our parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and relax, rest and digest. The right side, you can equally use the right side to bring your energy up. If you're feeling very low energy and you need to bring it up. There's also ones where you alternate, and that is like balancing out the energy. But a lot of us, we suffer with anxiety, and we're always looking for ways to bring it down, bring your weight back down to the ground. So it's very simple. Do that. Set a timer for 1 minute or 3 minutes. If you got 3 minutes to spare, it's great. You'll really feel the difference. Okay. So we'll start some yoga now. I'm just going to keep an eye on the time. Have my phone here. You straighten your legs out in front of you. open your heels out about hip width distance, sorry. Bring your palms down just next to your hips, fingertips facing forwards. Press your palms into the floor. We're going to lift your hips up. The feet will come flat. You're lifting so your thighs, hips, and body are all in one line, ideally, or as close as you can. So keep lifting your hips up, pressing your palms down. Relax the back of your neck, let your head hang heavy. On an exhale, keep pressing your palms into them as you bring your hips down. If you can, see if you can still hover the hips above the floor. Inhale, lift your hips up. Legs, hips, body, head back. Exhale, hips come down. Inhale. Deep inhale, keep lifting the hips up, keep pressing down with your palms, head goes back, eyes back. Exhale. Squeeze your stomach to make this a smooth movement. Inhale. Exhale. Now do 2 more. Inhale. Relax your neck, head back. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Release your hands. You might feel it a little bit in the wrists there. That's probably a good thing. Okay, keeping your heels hip width distance. We're going to go into a forward fold, but it's a yin style forward fold, so it isn't like activating energy, pulling on the heels. We're going to bend the knees a little bit. If you've got a block or a pillow or something nearby, you can use it and I'll just show you. So we're going into a passive forward fold and I'm using the block just to rest my head on here. So it doesn't matter how high that is. So it's a passive kind of, you can just relax, rest your head on this block. And you shouldn't be having to pull the feet. If you feel that, bend your knees a little bit more. You're just holding the outsides of your feet. Gently, forehead resting on a pillow or a block. Feel your back curving, feel your back widening out. Shoulder blades widening. You can close your eyes here and come back to your breath. Remember what I said earlier about focusing on the out breath here. That's what's going to help your muscles relax. I'm going to hold it here for another 30 seconds. So just relaxing deeper, focusing on the out breath. It's normal to feel very tight, especially when you're anxious or stressed. Our bodies literally tense up with that. So the breathing exercises, you might even feel already, you could shuffle your hips back a little bit and get a little bit deeper, but comfortably. Take one more breath. And slowly sitting back up. You can remove your block or your pillow. Just cross your legs as though you're sitting cross-legged. Bring your palms in front of you, coming onto your knees. Now you're in the tabletop position. Check that your wrists are aligned underneath your shoulders. Knees underneath your hips. And spread your fingers wide. Press up your toes back and lift your hips up, coming into downward dog. And down and get the legs straight. Now that naturally happens over time, but that's not the aim of the thing. Your knees as much as you need to get there. If when you straighten your legs, you compromise the top so your spine is curved, but make sure you're bending your knees as much as you need to. The stomach sucked in, back of the neck relaxed so your head hangs heavy. Just notice how your breathing changes here as you're hanging upside down. Let's see if you can get back in control of that. Head relaxed, stomach in. Shift your weight into your right foot, lift your left leg up, and step through in between your palms. Let your back knee come down, back toes uncurl. Bring the body up. You might need to, like me, shuffle the front foot forwards a little bit so you've got a right angle here. Now squeeze the thighs, squeeze the stomach, squeeze your bum. When I squeeze everything, I've got a solid base. If I let everything loose, then it's all gonna move about. So squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bum, squeeze the stomach. Bring your palms together in front of your chest. With the right elbow, cross over, bring your right elbow over your left leg. Just over your left knee. Good, so you should have the left leg in front. If you've got the other leg in front for whatever reason, yeah, you swapped over, no problem. So the right elbow comes across. So you've got a twist. Give me a wave if you're not sure where you're at. Good. Squeeze the stomach in. Feel the twist right from your core. So it's not just coming from the shoulders, from the upper body, it's coming right from your belly button. Squeeze your stomach in to activate that. Push your top palm into the bottom palm. Turn your shoulder to look over your left. Turn your chin to look over your shoulder, sorry. And remember, come back to the squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bum so you don't wobble here. Don't forget to breathe. And release. Plant your palms back down. Tuck your back toes under. Let your left leg come back, pushing the palms down your back in downward dog. Head hangs heavy, stomach in. Take a breath here. Shift your weight into your left foot this time. Lift your right leg up. Bend your right leg and step through in between your palms. Let your back knee come down, back toes uncurl. Body comes back up. So you're in a lunge with the right foot in front. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the stomach, squeeze the bum. Palms together in front of your chest. This time the left elbow comes across the right knee. Squeeze your stomach in, twisting from the core. Push your right palm into your left palm. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze your bum to keep you balanced. Turn your chin to look over your right shoulder. Don't forget to breathe. I'm just going to have a quick look at you guys. Really nice nut. Good, you've all got it here. And release the arms. Plant your palms back down. Tuck your back toes under. Push your palms into the mat as you step your right foot back. Hips come up and your back in downward dog. Relax your head, stomach squeezed in. Take a breath. Now with your right hand, we need to reach across to the outside of your left ankle. So you're twisting through. You can bend your knees as much as you need to get that grip. If you still can't get that grip, just reach through like this. Squeeze the stomach in. See if you can pull your chest through to the left side of the room. Keep breathing here. Keep your stomach squeezed in. And release. So right palm comes back down. Other side. Keep your knees bent as much as you need to. Left hand reaches through and around the outside of your right ankle. Stomach squeeze in. Looking through. And release. Back into downward dog. Take a couple more breaths here. Stomach in, head relax. Now let your knees come down. Coming back into the tabletop position. So just check the alignment again. Check that your wrists are aligned underneath your shoulders. Check that your knees are underneath your hips, and you can look through and just check that your toes are in line with your knees. With your right leg, straighten it out behind you, bringing it parallel to the floor. Point the toes. So you've got the right leg straightened out. Now lift your left arm up, reaching forward. You can lift your head, looking towards your fingertips. Squeeze your stomach. You're trying to make a straight line. The arm, body, leg, stomach squeeze in. And release, plant the left palm down, right knee comes down. Take a breath. Make sure that you are still breathing. You're not holding your breath in this one. It might have to be a more shallow breath, but just make sure you are breathing. Straightening the left leg out this time. So really squeeze the thigh, point your toes. Lift your right arm up, reaching forward, looking towards your right fingertips. Squeeze your stomach. Fingertips reaching forwards, toes reaching back. Little sips of air to hold you here. And release. Just open your knees a little bit wider. Bring your toes together to touch. And sit back, hips onto heels. Just rest your forehead on your mat for a minute here. You're in child's pose. So this is a brilliant recovery position. You probably, even if you don't know yoga, you probably know about child's pose. Good. So now just relax the back of your neck. Let your head fall flat. That's it. You can also bring your arms down. So instead of reaching forwards, they're by your side. You can just experiment with whichever feels like it gives you more relaxation here. And slowly bringing yourself back up. Just going to walk the palms forward and lie down on your front. So spread your palms and put them just underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your bum point and your toes. You're going to lift up, peeling your chest off the floor, coming into cobra position. So this, we're really using our lower back strength. So you should feel it in your back. You might even be able to bring your hands off the floor. Squeezing your bum, squeezing your thighs. That will help to make your body lighter to lift off. Lift your chin, feel the stretch in your throat, eyes up. Little sips of air to keep you here. And coming back down. Take a breath. Bending your knees. Reaching around to hold the sides of your feet, just by your toes. So we're going to go into bow posture. So this might be your bow posture. It might just be reaching and holding onto your toes. That might be where you're at today. If you want to take it a bit further, kick from your thighs, lifting the body up at the same time. So kicking from your thighs will naturally pull your arms back because your feet are kicking. Chest lifting, lift your chin up. Keep actively kicking from your thighs. Don't hold your breath here, remember to breathe. You might feel it in your back. Wherever you are, we'll hold it together for 3, 2, 1. And slowly releasing down. Release your feet. And just turn your head to rest the right ear on the mat. Take a breath. Just releasing, let your feet fall out to the side. And we're going to do that once more to see if we can go a little bit further. Bending your knees. Grab your feet from the outsides. So make sure you've got the grip. So it's around the outsides of your feet, just around your toes. Take a deep inhale. And kick from the thighs. Toes pointed. Chest lifting up. Body up. Eyes up. Chin up. Keep kicking and feel it in your back here. Little sips of air to hold you. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and release, coming back down. Turn your head so you've got your left ear on the mat. Let your feet fall to the side. Take a breath. You might have noticed some of these positions, they feel relaxing and they are relaxing. Other positions don't feel relaxing at the time, but then afterwards, you're like, oh my God. It's that like rinsing inside, it's squeezing and then release. You're using what you have and then you let go. And you wouldn't be able to find that let go without doing the previous posture. So take one more breath here. And then pushing yourself back up. Just walk your knees to the front of the mat. sit down on your heels. So the knees stay together, but you're going to open the heels out and sit in between your heels. Does that make sense? So you can see I'm sat in between the heels, but my knees are still touching. If you feel any sharp pains in your knees at all during this one, like back off, just open them out if you need to, but the aim is to keep them together. So as you inhale, lift your chest, bring your palms onto the soles of your feet. Lifting the chest, let your head fall back. We're going to come back onto our elbows. Now you might hold it here, just focusing on lifting your chest up, so you're focusing on just here, lifting, relaxing the back of your head. Keep the knees squeezed together. Unless there's any discomfort, you can open them up. Like I said, you might hold it here. If you want to take it further, you can bring your shoulders down. If you've got your shoulders down, keep lifting the chest up so there's still a back bend happening. Keep squeezing the knees together unless you've got any pain. If you want to go to the full expression, you just hold the opposite elbow and lift them over your head to frame your face. Keep lifting the chest up. Coming back to your breath. And release your arms. Pushing back up with your elbows so you're coming out the same way you went in. Pushing the palms up. Okay. Now just cross your ankles behind you, crossing your heels. Sit back through. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And lie down. Keep your left leg completely relaxed. Bend your right knee and interlock your fingers around just below your right knee. Pull your knee towards your right shoulder. It's coming around the outside of your body. You're not pulling it towards your chest, you're pulling it towards your right shoulder. Using your arm strength so you can relax the shoulders here. Shoulders shouldn't be tense. Just using your arm strength. Should feel a little pinching in the right hip. And release. Completely relax your right leg now. Bend the right knee. Interlock your fingers around just below the knee. And pull towards your left shoulder. Remember, relax your shoulders using your arm strength. And just coming back to your breath. And release. Bending both knees. Bring the knees together to touch. So knees and ankles, Knees and ankles touching. Wrap your arms around, grabbing the opposite elbow. Squeeze the knees together and pull your knees in towards your chest this time. Trying to get your full spine flat on the floor. Eventually. Release your grip, straightening your legs out. And relax, take a breath here. Bend your knees, plant your feet flat on the ground. Lift your right foot up and cross your right ankle just across your left knee. Then let your right knee fall out to the side, completely relaxing your right hip. Everybody got that? So right hip is relaxed, right knee is relaxed, falling out to the side. Interlock your fingers around your left thigh, around the back of your left thigh. And then pull your left thigh in towards your chest. This is a deep stretch in the back of your right glutes, your right hip. It's one that isn't easy to get to in many ways. This is one good way to stretch that area. But a lot of us are quite surprised at how tight we are there. So check so the right hip is completely relaxed. The only tension is in your arms, pulling your left thigh towards your chest. You can close your eyes and just breathe here. Imagine on your inhale, you're sending that oxygen to those areas that you're feeling the tension, that you're feeling the tightness. And as you exhale, you can just imagine those muscles, that tissue just releasing ever so slightly each time. Take one more breath here. Release your grip, let your left foot come down. Release your right foot, so right foot plants down. Now lift your left foot, cross your left ankle just over your right knee. Let your left knee fall out to the side. Left hip completely relaxed. Interlock your fingers, holding around the back of your right thigh. Just using the arm strength, pull your right thigh in towards your chest. Just check that your left hip is relaxed, left knee is relaxed. There's no tension in the left leg. Close your eyes, focus on your breath. Now releasing your grip. Both feet come back down. Straighten your legs out and take a breath. Squeeze the thighs, straighten your knees and point your toes. Bring your palms down flat on the floor. And now just lift your hips and slide your hands underneath. So then you're kind of sitting on your wrists or your hands. Does that make sense? Everybody got that? So palms are facing the mat, palms on the mat. Just sliding them underneath your hips. Squeeze the thighs, point your toes. You're going to push your elbows into the mat. Your chest will lift up. Keep lifting the chest up, pushing the elbows down. Your head will come off the floor. You can rest just on the crown of your head. Keep pointing your toes. Keep pushing your elbows into the floor. Keep lifting your chest. You're in a fish pose. I'm just going to take a look. Good. Keep pressing the elbows down. Keep lifting the chest up. So not the hips stay on the floor. It's just the chest that lifts. So everybody just release, coming back out. I'm going to do that once more. I'll just explain it again. So you have the right position, palms down underneath your hips. Now just pressing the elbows into the floor so the hips stay heavy. Press your elbows and just lifting the chest. You might just stay here with the chest lifting slightly. You might be able to lift it even more. Your head will naturally come off. Let your head fall back. And then you can rest just on the crown of your head, right on the top of your head if you can. Keep pointing the toes. Press the elbows down, lift your chest one more time. And release. Coming out carefully. Release your wrists from underneath. Take a breath. Check it one more time. Cool. Bend your knee. Lift your right leg up and just crossing the thighs over. So you're just crossing your legs. Let your left foot cross over your right foot crosses over your left thigh. Good. Open your arms out to the side. You're in a T shape. Let your knees just fall to the right hand side. Squeeze your stomach in so you can feel the twist coming from your core. Turn your head to look at your left fingertips. And just let everything relax here. This is a passive stretch. You can close your eyes. Breathing deeply. Take an inhale as you bring your legs back up. Swapping the legs over. So right foot planted down, left leg lifts up. Crossing over, thighs touching. Let your legs fall to the left. Squeeze your stomach in, feel the twist from your core. Turn your head to look at your right fingertips. Just come back to your breathing. You can keep your eyes closed here. Then inhale, legs come back up. Release the feet. Straighten your legs out. Bring your arms back down to your side. Take a breath. And bend your knees. So planting both feet back down again. Bring your heels as close to your hips as possible. So if you can reach, you can grab around your ankles. If you can't reach, don't worry right now. You're going to push the heels into the floor. Lift your hips up. Keep pushing the heels down. Keep lifting the hips up. So the chin will tuck into the chest as your chest lifts up. If you aren't holding on to your heels, you can interlock the fingers underneath you here. Breathing deeply, keep pushing your heels down, keep lifting the hips up. Once you've got your hips up, you can push the chest up as well. Coming into a deep back bend. Nice. Now, so if you can interlock your fingers underneath you, like that. Good. And keep your chin tucked into your chest. You can watch your chest rise and widen as you breathe deeply here. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths. And then release your grip as you slowly lower your hips back down. Taking a breath here. So we're going to finish off here. You can either do 1 more of those, that's the bridge, or you can go into a full wheel. You've tried that before. So if you want to do the bridge again, you can go straight into that. If you want to try a wheel, you can follow my cues so the feet stay the same. And bring your palms up next to your ears. Push your heels down. Lift your hips up. And then push your palms into the floor, lifting your upper body up. Just have a look. Yes, Matt. Great. Sharoos, you look good there from what I can see. Amazing. Wherever you are, hold it for one more breath. And slowly lower the hips back down. Straighten your legs out. Bring your palms down next to your hips. Let your feet fall out to the side. You can close your eyes here. So this is the final Savasana. This is where you get to bathe in the energy that you've stirred up. So just take a minute here. Just feel how your body feels. Notice your breath. Notice what's on your mind. You can thank yourself for showing up today, giving yourself this time. You can stay there for as long as you need to. I'm really grateful to have done this session with you. And teaching more if you are interested, or you can follow on my website. I have some videos, like 10-minute videos, you can do at any time, or just reach out to me, whatever. I specialize in teaching people home practice, so working with people to cultivate and create their own unique kind of practice from what they need, and help people to create that and help you to keep it up, be your accountability. Thank you, Salma. Thank you, everybody.
No.
I'll pass you back.
That was that was absolutely amazing, Amy. I'm feeling so much more relaxed now, and it was definitely a good push. I didn't know my body could bend in certain positions, and I was scared of ever not getting up again. But I did it.
Well, that's what I like to teach. I don't want to like just really make things super basic, because that is quite, I mean, you did my ballet classes, it was pretty much the same attitude. I'm like, just do it, you know. If you, like I said with the bow, if you're just grabbing your feet, you're doing a bow. If you've got your feet up over your head, you're doing a bow. You're still doing a bow, you know.
Yeah.
Where you are. Like,
man, does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask Amy? This could be about yoga, well-being, how to keep on practicing. If so, now is the time to ask. But you can do it in
I have
comment.
a question, if that's okay.
Oh, yes, go for it, mate.
You know the routines, how often would you practice them?
it really depends what works for you. I'd say set something realistic for yourself initially. Maybe that's 10 minutes a day, every day, or maybe it's 1 hour once a week.
Would you prefer it
completely
being
different.
done at the start of the day or at the end, or?
Oh, sorry, can you say that again?
Would you rather do this at the start of the day or at the end?
Yeah, again, it depends. I'd say wherever you can fit it in is best at first. A lot of people have that personality where they're like, I need to start off my day with half an hour's yoga, and that really works for them. But if you're trying to do that and you're always finding resistance, then try it another way, you know. Like, don't keep pushing at something if it doesn't work for you. We're all really different. It makes a lot of sense to have like a morning practice. You get up and do that, and then you start your day, like, definitely. But other people might find it better to wind down and then have a good sleep. So it's really unique, and that's kind of what I work with people, is figuring out what works best for you and how to make something realistic to stick with. So experiment. But yeah, if you can do a morning practice, brilliant. Like, try it.
Okay, yeah.
Brilliant, thanks. Anyone else? Well, what I would say then, guys, is we will send you a survey after today. It'd be amazing if you could fill it out, because it helps us keep improving and getting better. And we will be giving you Amy's details so you can stay in touch with her and follow her practice. But if you guys could unmute, it'd be great to give Amy a digital round of applause. But thank you so much. Nice stuff. All right. Thank you all. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day and keep practicing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.